Yo, my people, Unruly Gooner here, back with a match preview after the long international break. We're back, the Premier's finally back, and it's Arsenal versus Liverpool on Saturday. Kind of a big game. I'm here with my brethren, Meter, you know already.
What's going on, people?
Yeah, so yeah, man, we're going to talk about this game here. Before we get into it, obviously, you know the drill. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to follow on the Instagram too. Arsenal Liverpool on Saturday, man. One of those games that you look forward to in the calendar every season. I know the players do because you know it's two of the big six clubs going at it. We're not really challenging for any kind of honours or any even full spot this season, so the game doesn't really got the same hit like it normally does. But nevertheless, we still want bragging rights and stuff, and we still want to get the victory and just keep some momentum going, especially after our recent form. Meets, what are you saying about this game on Saturday? What's your view on it?
Yeah, it's a funny one because we're not at the level that as Arsenal fans would like to be. And it's funny because with Liverpool, they're not at the level that they'd want to be at either. And it's like at the beginning of the season, when they got thumped up by Villa, then I was there, I found it funny and that, sending a few cheeky messages. Then we held some serious licks over a period of time. And I had one particular Liverpool fan, he was literally stalking me. And then obviously now they went into their slump near Christmas when we came out of it. And now we're both here with points to play for bragging rights. And they're chasing Champions League, but is that going to happen? I don't know. And then if we win, we peg them back. So it's an interesting game, and we need momentum for the Europa. We're not one of those teams that can be in bad form and turn up in a big game. So it's this Liverpool game is going to obviously put us on the road to trying to win the Europa and hopefully get the Champions League. So it's important. I don't want to see no rotation business. We need our best team to hit the ground running and go to Europa, try and win as many games as we can in the league.
Yeah, it's a funny one as well, isn't it? Because when you look at the game earlier on in the season, when we lost at Anfield 3-1, and that game there, if you look at the starting lineup to what could potentially be the lineup this Saturday, there's a lot of changes in our team. A man like El Neni started that game. Maitland-Niles was playing in that game. You get me? Holding, and they're players that I wouldn't really expect to see on Saturday playing against Liverpool. And also since that time, I think the growth that we've made in our team, even though we haven't had the best season, points wise in the league table, we're not up there. But in terms of the performance levels and the growth of our team in that aspect, I think the gap between us and Liverpool has been closer. Even though they've been off form, I still think that we've closed that gap and we've grown as a team since then. You get me? Because if you remember that game, we turned up to Anfield and Arteta was even saying how we know that the gap between Man City and us and Liverpool and us is massive, and they're a million miles ahead of us and stuff. He's giving it that talk there, and we went in there with a 5 at the back, and we're playing a kind of a conservative approach. All our approaches to games at the beginning of the season was very, very conservative. We didn't have the players that we want to the personnel, shall I say, to go out there and really impose ourselves on games. We were playing like a counter-attack team. Remember, everyone behind the ball. And that was our approach. But I think our approach on Saturday now against Liverpool will be a bit more attack-minded, a bit more us taking the game to them. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we have to be fair. They're vulnerable. Their defence is baggy. With us, we've actually, defensively, we're not bad. But it's the mistakes that will cost us in that game. And because they like to play that bang-bang football, that elite bang-bang football where they just swarm you, we can't afford to be making them little dibby mistakes and then they just nick a goal. Because I can see, if I'm honest, that's the only way we're going to lose, if we make mistakes. If we play a perfect game or play a game at a high level, we ain't going to lose that. That's my opinion, because They look iffy at the back, and they look like they lack ideas going forward. So it's unless Xhaka or Ceballos give the ball away in a silly area, edge of the box, for me, that's what's going to change it. That will push the game in their favor. But if we play a normal game of football, and show quality, I think it's going to be a very interesting game.
Yeah. And it's one of the ones as well. Remember, obviously earlier in the season when we played them, our game against them at Anfield, that's when they had the mad Anfield record. They were unbeaten there, so they had that confidence in it. And Virgil was playing, Gomez was playing there. They had their first 11 that they won the league with, and we're playing them at Anfield. So it's mad. It's one of the ones where we didn't that game. We didn't even expect to win that game as an Arsenal fan, but now we're playing them, and even I agree with you that I think we can beat them. That if we cut out the mistakes and stuff. So, do you think that shows like a significant growth in our team in terms of how far we've come this season, without being great or without being a finished article? Just a little bit of progress.
There's progress. There's progress. It's strange, you know why? Because last year we beat them, innit? We beat them. We beat City. We beat Chelsea, and then we played them in the community. And we beat them in penalties. And I started to think, okay, if we get points against the lesser teams, we're with a chance here this season, having a decent season, especially after we beat them in the community as well. Then we played them at Anfield, and that didn't look like the Arsenal that beat Man City and Chelsea, especially. And then, it's like against the big teams like City twice, it's been very negative and tentative, very, very passive football. In the game, it's like we're accepting that they're better than us. But I don't know, maybe the league table might give the boys confidence and make them feel like they've got a chance.
That's what I'm saying, because the gap's not even that big. Do you think Arteta pays them teams there a bit too much respect? Like City?
I definitely do. And I'm quite surprised, to be fair, because when we played Chelsea in the final, no respect. Zero respect. And in the City game, he had a game plan. Liverpool, I ain't gonna lie, in the league, they had nothing to play for. They already won the league, and we just that was some testimonial game that we won, basically. But it gave us confidence. But then since then, it's like he only likes playing against Man United. That's what it seems like to me, because everyone else, it's a bit funny. Man United and Chelsea, but they're like Man United. They play that stiff ball, so Arteta's team works against them, and Chelsea. To be fair, even when we was at the Emirates and Jorginho should have been sent off. Got some that as well. So, but I think he's quite negative. If to answer your question, I think he's quite negative, especially against Liverpool and City. He's very negative.
Especially, and that's what I think this Saturday might be a bit different. You know, I think because he knows that Liverpool have been a bit suspect this season, especially at the back. And I think with our formation changes prior to this, Arteta has always played against Liverpool with a 5 at the back, innit? Because we didn't have Gabriel or Thomas Partey or certain, even Odegaard. Certain men weren't there. So this is why I think it'll be a bit more of it'll be a good test and a good test to see where we are exactly. You get me, in terms of competing against these kind of teams. You get me? Because because normally Liverpool just have us up and it's us this soaking pressure, hoping to nick a goal. I swear that's how even in the game we lost in the season, earlier in the season, Lacazette got a goal, but it was against the runner play. Remember, like they were battering us.
It was the same. It was the same when we played them in the league game last year. It was if I'm honest, I don't know how we won that game.
Is that when Nelson that one?
Yeah. Nelson nicked it, and then Laka scored, and then Nelson scored. But they made 2 mistakes, and that kind of was like the day when you realize that they weren't waterproof. You know that, innit?
Yeah.
You could see the leaks because they made mistakes there. They made a couple more mistakes in different games leading up to the end of the season. And then, now they're just like an anorak with holes in it.
That's an anorak, you know. I think now is a good time because even like their front line haven't been firing for a long time. Trent Alexander-Arnold's been kind of poor this season as well. So I think if Tierney's on his game, Tierney could cause him a bit of problems, like bombing on going forward and stuff. Yeah, and even in midfield, I think Partey, like, because I haven't really been impressed with their midfield this season in terms of like Thiago, Fabinho. I know he's been playing at the back a bit. Wijnaldum, they got that little Curtis Jones youth, but I think if Partey turns up, I think he should really dominate this midfield in there on Saturday.
To be fair, Partey for me needs a game like that because I haven't been happy. I wouldn't say I've been fuming with his displays, but I ain't been over the moon by them. I think like the Partey that I know don't just give the ball away and make couple mistakes in the midfield. And it's almost like that certain man next to him are rubbing off on him. You know what I mean, innit? Because
100.
He's giving the ball, and for Atletico Madrid, I did not see that ever. And it's like, I don't know if it's because he's been asked to do too much, because our team's very static. There's no, at times they move like they've got no understanding of what their roles are going forward. But I don't know, like, I think he needs to have that Man United performance.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say to you. I think if he can turn up like he did against Man United, and like even in that first half against Wolves, remember against Wolves that first half? That kind of, if he has that kind of performance, I think, and then with Odegaard in front of him, who against West Ham was outstanding, so that could be another. You know what I mean? So I reckon, I don't know, I'm quietly confident about this game. I'm not going to lie to you, I'm quietly confident, but without getting over the moon, because I know it doesn't matter too much, but just like you said before, just to keep the momentum, I want us to win, and I'm confident that we can get a win. You know what I'm saying?
You know why it's important? Everyone says, oh, yeah, you know, the league, rare. Not everyone, some people say. But for me, the league's important. The way you end the season, you come 11th and you start going into the market looking for man. And you're coming 11th and 8th and 2 seats. It starts looking at, you know what I mean? The go to? So I think trying to get to, realistically, I think our best chance is 6. I think we can make 7th, but overachieving would be 6, because when I look at that, the West Ham game, I'm sitting there on my sofa, mate. That's what I'm saying.
It's mad.
Thinking, whoa, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How? And that's for me with Arsenal. I feel that some of it is ability, but a lot of it is application. A lot of it is attitude.
Yeah, mentality, 100%.
Yeah, mentality. Ray Keane bangs on about that, but when it comes to Arsenal, that's the truth. You know that?
Yeah, 100%.
They have to. It's almost like someone has to shake them before they think, "Hold on, my pride's at stake here." You see what I mean? Why?
Yeah.
You have to be shaken up. Why don't you just step out and show people that you're a good team? Because you're not. It's not like you're winning everything where you lose a bit of concentration and you get caught out. You're underachieving, bro. Come out there, push your chest out, and show everyone that yes, we are a good team. You see what I mean? Yeah. We're playing Burnley today. Like, we're meant to win. Yeah, that was in, 2010. It's not that no more. You see what I mean? Basically.
Yeah, no, it's right.
Yeah, so for me.
Based on that West Ham game, would you start Chambers in this game? Because obviously he was one of the outstanding performers in that game, innit?
Yeah, he was, but boy, Mane, yeah?
There's trouble to the team. Not playing against Bowen.
Not for me, not on that one, fella. No. I can't do. I like I said to when Stricto was on the channel the other day. I said to him, like, Chambers is a good footballer, but there's other parts to his game that will get him caught out. That's why for me he's not a right back unless you're playing a Burnley, because they're not going to try and send him the other way. You see what I mean? Yeah. But against Liverpool with Mane or Salah, Jota, nah, not for me. It has to be. I'd pick Cedric still.
Cedric, innit? Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well, still, because the last time I see Chambers up against a rapid man, we all know what happens. You get me?
Yeah. It was silly. Still,
nothing was the same. Like that.
Yeah, it was silly. And I don't think he needs that. He's had a long injury, so he's not at optimal level. and then you're gonna make him play against a speed merchant. You know, it's long. It's long. You know.
Well, it is though. It's just if you're Arteta, after the game he's just had, and he's had 2 weeks off to recover from the international break. Like he's there. He's been there training every day. After the game he's had, it's hard to drop him, innit? It is a bit of. But
Arteta don't care about that. Look, Pepe can't get into the team. He's been doing his thing for at least 2.5 months now. You see what I mean, innit? So
yeah, no, word, I hear you.
I don't think he cares about all that, especially when it's unless you're Aubameyang, you don't care. Do you see what I mean? Aubameyang right now, Bellerin, he's got a couple sons in there. You know the ones there, but
yeah. Would you start Pepe?
Who, Bellerin?
No, Pepe. Would you start Pepe?
Pepe, I think he deserves to start. Saka's got a hamstring issue, so I think he deserves. They said some injury update, so he could be in the starting lineup or he could be on the bench. But the thing is, for me, Saka's played way too many games for his age, and he's got way too much responsibility. For one, two, he's got a slight he's recovering from a hamstring. We know that hamstrings are tricky, and there's nothing wrong with him being on the bench and then playing again in the Europa game. The Europa game is more important, even though, like I said, we need momentum. But Pepe has showed that he deserves a chance, and it's not like he's played well once or twice. And it's like, oh, go on, throw him in, and everyone. He's done it for a long period of time. He's come off the bench, caused problems. Even if he don't score, even if he misses a good chance, mate, I've seen man on the pitch for a whole 75 minutes doing nothing. Yeah. He'll be on the pitch within 15 minutes. He's had 2 shots, should have scored, get an assist. There's always something happening. You see what I mean, innit? Yeah. If he gets the right instructions and he makes Trent go the other way, it's going to be a long day for my man. You know what I'm saying? Because he don't like going the other way.
It'll be interesting as well, because obviously Emil Smith-Rowe was injured for the under-21s as well, wasn't it? Because I didn't see him; he didn't play the other day. Yeah. So if Smith-Rowe and Saka are both injured, then it'll be it's going to be interesting because Pepe might get a start. I know Willian's back.
Yeah, Willian's back. Smith-Rowe has got a hamstring as well or something like that, isn't it?
Yeah, he was injured as well.
Yeah, but the thing is, Smith-Rowe definitely needs a rest because he had a similar thing. It was a hamstring or a calf 2-3 weeks ago. That's all connected.
Yeah.
The legs all connected. So like these times, he needs to relax his skin as well. But I don't know. Arteta just likes to move like certain men have got Duracell batteries in their back and that. You know what I'm saying?
Though. It's when you're desperate and you need results, isn't it? Like you can't really afford to rest, man. Especially when they're key players. It's hard to drop certain man because remember, it's all gonna fall on him. If he doesn't win, get results, all of a sudden pressure's back on him. You know what I'm saying? So I get why he wants to try and play certain man. Like he does play him a bit too much sometimes, but he needs results, bro. He needs results. It's tough, isn't it? Like, bro. It's cutthroat, bro. You get me? All it takes is a couple of losses and on to you.
Certain men had their throat cut long time ago, bleeding in the bathroom sink from ages ago. Bro. Look how many games he's lost already, bro.
I hear you. But you know what it is? Like I always say already, like I'm seeing the progress there and I'm seeing the growth and I know the job that he came into and where he's trying to take it, all the rubbish that he's had to clear out and that. Like, brother, even back to that game, that earlier in the season, bro, we had man like Mustafi and Kolasinac on the bench. Socrates was around the place. Ozil was around the place. Like, you had to get rid of certain man to free up certain thing to then be able to move forward in it. So I know the job he's had to do. He's had to do a big cleanup job before he can even get who he wants in. You get me? So So
are you saying to me, that we should judge Arteta from next year? Like that's his full judge. It has to be because judgment season, basically.
Has to be. And the reason I say it as well, because like I said to you all the time, bro, me and you two all the time. When like I say about the variables, this season has been a season like no other, bro. And ever since he's been managing, he's only really known this climate. He came into some fuckery with Emery. yeah, and then he had to finish the season, and then his first full season has been this. It's been disjointed. No preseason either, bro.
Yeah, that's
Like,
true. That's but everyone's living that life.
bro.
Frankie Lamps was living that life as well.
Yeah,
still.
bro. Frankie Lamp's got 300 million to spend. I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear. You got 300 million to splash. You get me? Arteta, bro. Think about it. Yeah, Arteta is the coach, innit? Pep Guardiola brought him in as soon as he comes to Man City. One of his first appointments was Arteta as a coach because he knows he's a top coach and he'll go on to be a top coach, innit? He's been at Arsenal. He hasn't been able to coach, bro. He's getting judged on all his other managerial skills. Cool, fair enough, because you're a manager now, but let man coach. He had a chance to coach. He hasn't been on the training ground being able to coach, you get me? What he wants to do. Really, you get me? So that's why man have to judge him next season, you get me? Have to, you get me? Like, obviously, man can still have their opinions now, but even then, he might even put them opinions to bed. If he goes and wins the Europa, then there's no chat from I don't want to hear nothing.
You know how I feel about Arteta and this process anyway, but if he wins Europa, you know what? Even though I don't like the league position and all of that, I just have to say, you know what? You've done your thing. You've done the FA Cup. You've done Europa. We're back in Champions League. You're going to get a season. You're going to get some P's. Cool. You know what? Do your thing. You know what I'm saying? I
think he still gets P's, you know. I think this summer, I think he's been told that he's going to get a little change to spend this summer. You get me? Like, he's brought in a couple man. And when you look at the kind of players that he's bringing in, obviously he brought in Partey, Manu, solid buy. Gabriel coming, he looked like a little steal as well, a little solid buy. And then he's been cute with little buys as well, like little Mari, little Suarez. You get me? Because at the time, people were thinking, why is he getting them man for? You get me? Now, Mari's had a half decent little. The games he's played, he's looked all right. And Cedric, man will prefer right now. Cedric's probably our best first choice right back. You know what I'm saying?
I could have thought Cedric was better than Bellerin from when he joined.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, but certain man were turning their nose up at Cedric, like because we got him from Southampton.
Yeah, I know.
Like, we getting him for? Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, like man have to really kind of look back and see, raw. Like, he's working with the dregs, but he's doing a little thing. He ain't getting the hundreds of millions that other men are getting. What he's working with, he has to really work with them. You get me? And saying that, he hasn't even had time to work with them because man ain't been able to coach. This game's every other day, blood. You get me? That's what it is. So ultimately, yeah, man. I think next season will really be judgment season. You get me? But yeah, man. I'll tell you, for me, he's doing all right. He's doing all right, bro. He's doing all right. You get me?
So what would be your lineup for this?
I think the back five kind of picks itself in it. Like Tierney, who had a blinder. Did you see him for Scotland the other day? But we got 3 assists. You know.
Nah, I didn't even watch. Who did they play?
Scotland. They're playing Faroe Islands. But
they always play them, fam. They play them like
well, I swear England always play San Marino and them man as well, blood. You get me?
Yeah, exactly. They always get. We always get San Marino every tournament.
That's a qualifier, isn't it? So obviously he has to do his thing. So they won 4-0. He got 3 assists. So you get me? So hopefully he carries that form into this game. So he starts left back. I'll start Gabriel and David Luiz centre back. Right back Cedric. Centre mid Partey and the idiot Xhaka. And then I would go Pepe. He's not going to do it, but I'd go Pepe, Martinelli, Odegaard, and Laka in it. But I know he's not going to do that.
Martinelli ain't the pitch, bro. You'd be lucky.
Free Martinelli, bro. Free Martinelli, bro. He's been locked up.
You'd be lucky if he's even on the bench. No.
Bro, you know what annoys me? Every time I see him on the clips in training, that he's moving warm, bro. Just slapping in goal. Just moving mad.
Spicy all the time. He just looks efficient.
And you know, they asked Odegaard the other day. They said to him, "Since you've been here, like, who's the youngster that's impressed you the most?" And obviously, man like us would think he'll say someone like Saka or maybe even Emil or something. Bro, he said Martinelli, bro. He said Martinelli's like, you get me? He's got star potential. Like, he's impressed him the most since he's been there. You get me?
Yeah. I saw that. Actually, I did see that.
Yeah, bro. So it goes to show that the youth is, he's got some potential. But I think I know what Arteta's doing. He's trying to ease him in slowly. And he's had a big injuries and that. He's just come back. Obviously, he's been there a while on the bench and that. But I think Arteta knows that
Next season.
Yeah, I think next season is his time. That's what I think. I think next season is his time. He's not stupid, innit? He knows he's good. He knows he's a baller. He's rates him, innit? He's said it enough times. Like, he's a bad boy, and you get me. And yeah, but I think he's trying to manage his body and his injury, innit? Because again, he's come out for injury, and he hasn't had that pre-season or that kind of that rehab that he needs to condition his body to get up to speed with a Prem season. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, like no point rushing him back and then he misses the start of next season again. No point in doing that. There's only 9 games left. Just ease him in. So yeah, man, no, I'm fully with that. But what about you? Who do you start in 11B?
Leno in goal. Tierney, Gabriel, Louise, Cedric. So the same back 5 as you. Then I'd have Partey. Yeah, Xhaka. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's the only choice man's really got.
That's the thing. That's the thing.
And then Pepe, Erdegaard, and if he's fit, Saka, and then Laka up front.
All right, let's say Saka's not fit. Who would you play? Because I saw what you tried to do this.
If he's not fit, I'll play Aubameyang.
Abba.
On the left, yeah.
Even after that West Ham performance.
Man needs a goal.
That can't be forgiven. So why you started?
No, you know what it is? Smith Rowe's not about. Smithy's not about. Willian, I'm not like he's played a lot better, but the Donny hasn't scored all season.
I hear what you're saying. Obviously, he skipped him a few assists, but bro, against Liverpool, you know what Abba's like against Liverpool. Obviously, Virgil's not playing. Normally, Virgil has him in his pocket, innit? But I know Virgil ain't playing. But you know, he's meaty. That's Liverpool, bro.
Yeah, I know. But you know what it is? He's going to get it by rank. Not from me, by Arteta. You'll get it by rank anyway. I can see Arteta playing the team that we just mentioned with Bellerin as right back. Yeah. Willian, Aubameyang, and Laka. Obviously, Erdegaard starts as a standard. So it'll be Xhaka, Partey, Erdegaard, Willian, Aubameyang, and Lacazette. And Pepe, non-existent, not involved.
I think Pepe gets a game, man, especially after his impact against West Ham. That was a good impact, very good impact. So I think he gets a start, man.
And I've seen him basically be the best player on the pitch against Leicester, and then Arteta's out there saying he grew into the game, but then Willian was looking like prime Rivaldo. Yeah. You see what I mean? You get where I'm coming from. So it's just like Willian ran the show, and Pepe warms into the game. Pepe nearly got my man sent off, earned us a penalty. Man, he was moving spicy, bro.
Yeah.
Well as well, but for me, there's something with Arteta and Pepe. There's something there that he ain't fond of, because he always lays him down. When he got sent off, it's a big deal. When Xhaka gets sent off, it's a different type of energy he's giving, man. You see what I mean, innit, basically?
Yeah.
This one was worse. He's a senior player. Pepe ain't no senior player. He's got a big price tag.
Yeah.
Don Sanelli basically finessed. You know, the one's there for his own pocket. So,
yeah. No, I hear you. The Pepe thing is mad still. I think, I don't know, Pepe, I'm liking him more. He's growing on me. I'm starting to like him a bit more now. I like him on the left, if I'm being honest with you. I like him on the left with Tierney next to him. I like him on the left.
You know what? If he's on the left, it forces him to be more direct, other than trying to jink in on his. Yeah, because
he hasn't mastered playing on the right and the jinking inside. He hasn't mastered that yet. He hasn't locked down that move yet. You get me? He hasn't locked down that move yet.
On the left, he becomes an orthodox
too predictable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So on the left, yeah, like you said, he's unorthodox. You don't know what he's gonna do. You might cross it in. You might try and shoot and drill it far post. You get me? Like he's got a bit more variety to him on the left. So I like him on the left still. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if he starts still. But no, I'm looking forward to the game, man. I just want to see some Prem, bro, because the international break, bro, it drains me, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Especially when you're playing these dead teams and scraping results and that. It drains me, bro. So I'm just glad to get back to the Prem.
When international break, I switch off, bro. Like football.
I'm not interested in like tournaments, bro. You get me?
If you're playing the national tournament,
that's dead.
Yeah, I'm not involved.
It's dead. You get me? So you're saying for a score prediction, then let me get a prediction out of you, bro.
Boy, I don't know, 2-2 or something. I don't think we're gonna win.
You don't think we're gonna win?
No, I don't think we'll win. But I think the game will be interesting, so I think it'll be a 2-2.
Okay. I'm the opposite. I don't think we're gonna lose. But I fancy us to get a win. I'm gonna say 3-1 to us.
Yeah, your chest is high.
Yeah. I like our Odegaard and Lacazette were moving that against West. That second half against West Ham, when we were proper attacking, I was feeling that, bro. You get me? And I think Liverpool are going to come with the same kind of approach that they always do against us. That they can't really change up their game. They've only got one way of playing, innit? 100 miles per hour, try and press us high. But I think we've evolved past that, getting caught out by the high press. It's not the high press isn't killing us. It's us is making dumb mistakes, innit? Like it's not teams that press high that are, you get me? It's just stupid mistakes.
It's the dwelling that causes.
Yeah, it's the dwelling. You get me? So I fancy us, man. And no Virgil or no defense. Them defenders they got at the back. Yeah, man. I fancy us, bro.
Yeah, I reckon it'll be a draw. That's my personal opinion. I think it'll be a draw. But you know, it's because me saying that, hopefully we win. Because every time I say, oh yeah, I don't think we're gonna win, we'll get a draw, or yeah, this one might be a bit too big for us, they always turn up. So that's why I'm gonna run with that. Say a draw. 2-2.
All right. Say no more. All right, well, boy, obviously, big game Saturday. We'll see what I go on, and then yeah, man, we'll be back with a match reaction in it. So yeah, bruv, nice for that one. You man, don't forget to, like I said, like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know what you think about the game, your predictions, and that in the comments. And yeah, man, be back with the reaction. Peace.